Hi, this is Justin with Crossover Minute, and I'm back to share a brief word of encouragement with you from the heart, and I hope this does find you well today. I'd like to give you just 3 quick points in the area of relationship, a few things that God has really used to revolutionize my approach to friendships and relationships and people in general, and it has really brought my heart to, I believe, a new place of surrender and dedication to God and to people. And that first area is loving intentionally. Now, I remember in recent years when God began to, well, let's put it this way, I began to hear God ask me questions like, how aware of people am I really? And we're talking about people of all types, not just those that I care about or easily relate to or connect to or have some personal selfish or vested interest in, but those who are maybe marginalized, those who are easily overlooked, maybe considered lower than others or outcast. And that type of awareness takes a conscious effort for the vast majority of us. But my challenge to you, which is the same challenge that God gave me and gives me every day, is to love and to honor and to reach out to those and be aware of them and do something beyond just a glance or beyond just a look. Intentionally reach out and connect and get to know the people as a friend, as a companion, as someone who is genuine. And so let's open and expand the bounds of our comfort zones. And the second item is very similar to the first, actually, is loving equally, because along those same lines I began to hear things like, do you love people the same despite their differences? Meaning, do I value them equally no matter what socioeconomic class they are in, or no matter if it's someone that I would typically favor or not, or if they have a high status? In other words, can I come to a place where I honor and respect and dignify and look at each person the same, no matter if they are homeless or the president or someone impoverished or perhaps someone as beloved as a friend, my favorite preacher or pastor, or my mother or the Pope, or someone who is on the streets abusing people or being abused or exploited? I have the challenge and the responsibility to look at every single person with God's value upon them, and not what my prejudice is, not what my opinion is, or what serves me better. I want to look at everyone honestly into the eyes and genuinely know that I respect each one of them no less and no greater than the other. Perhaps I might have a place in my heart where I do have a bit higher respect for those who have been abused, those who have been marginalized, those who have been downtrodden. That would be my preference. Now, the third area to express is loving in the area of grace and not razor-edged perfection. Now, what I mean by that is the expectations that we place on people, whether it be those who interface our daily lives, those we live with, our families, our spouses, our friends. Are we the type of person that has a lot of rules in place where people have to do everything perfect around us, or else we're easily bent out of shape? Do they have to say everything just the right way? Do we live in a glass world that's easily breakable? And that is an important thing to understand, that grace is the fluid of life. Grace is the oil to the gears of life. And but more than that, it is the substance and the foundation of love, and which that is the bond of union right there. That is the bond of relationship. So whether it comes to the way we live or even into our relationships and our expectation when we're getting into a new relationship or potentially meeting somebody, as important as first impressions are, do we have that person on that razor edge that if they don't talk a certain perfect way, if they don't say all the perfect words, I just want us to relax, to push the pause button, and to give slack, to give margin, to give space, and allow grace. I'm not talking about compromising important values. I'm not talking about when we see a red or yellow flag in somebody. I'm talking about just being gracious in the area of someone who may be nervous or not good at certain areas of sociality at first, when they're nervous or shy, but when we allow them to warm up or open up, it's just some thoughts, just some things that allow these principles to overlap into other areas of our life. Another area that this can overlap into is our relationship with and our walk with God and our seeking of the vision or calling or dream on our life. I remember for myself, when I was younger, I was very ambitious. I wanted everything. I wanted to do everything that God has called me to do, and that has not changed. But what my perception was of what God was telling me or showing me about my life, I placed in very specific categories and very specific ideologies, and I believed that I was going to do A, B, and C specifically, and by way of X, Y, and Z specifically. And when I realized that I was putting God in a very tight little box, that I was telling him exactly how and what he was going to do, what he showed me, then I realized that not only was I very wrong, but I was missing the whole point of vision. I was focusing on the specific activity of the vision more than I was the heart and purpose of that vision. God gives us a vision to glorify him and to bring people to him, to bring them and to bring him to people, to bring his healing, his love, his restoration, his rescue, his deliverance, his salvation to people. The heart of the vision, the heart of any equipping, the heart of any gifting you may have, the reason and the purpose behind it is for the people. It is not for you, and it is not about you. It's not about me. I had to learn that lesson the hard way, and multiple times, unfortunately. So I encourage you to ask yourself, why do you want to do what you want to do for God? Whether you may know, and you may have a very accurate idea. Mine, I understood the vision, but I did not have an accurate idea of how and what it was going to really look like. And you may have more of a specific idea that is accurate to the way God wants to do it than I did. But the point is that why do you want to do those things? Why do you want to go on a mission trip? Why do you want to be a preacher? Why do you want to start this or lead that or go there or do that? Is it because of the position itself? Is it because of the gifting? Why do you want to sing? Why do you want to play that instrument? Is it just because it feels good and it feels good to get the attention? Hey, we all know that is. There's a place where when we get feedback like that is encouraging and there's a response that lifts us up. I understand that. But the ultimate underlying theme behind all that is a place of surrender, is an altar where even the gifts of God themselves go. Not just our sin, not just the weight and burdens, but the good things and even the God things. Because intimacy with God is a low and narrow gate, and you don't carry anything in there, not even the gifts that he gave you from his very hand. I don't care if you have a manifestation of healing or working of miracles that take place with you every day, or if you're the most gifted, most talented, wide-range singer or musician. Those things are God's tools. They are tools to reach people and to glorify him. And that our greatest fulfillment will not be just operating in those gifts, but reaching people with those gifts so that the focus is his kingdom and his righteousness, not the things, not even the things of God. So I encourage you. I speak inspiration into your heart and into your spirit, that you would allow the hand of God himself to vice grip your heart, that you would not be possessed by anything else, not even the very desires of your heart. Because when we are truly delighting in the Lord, the desires of our heart are natural rivers They are not the things themselves that is the focal point. The focal point is delighting ourselves in the Lord. That's Psalm 37, verse 4. So, thank you for taking this time to listen, and may you be vitally encouraged and changed and inspired to be someone and something that you've never been before, in a place of surrender to God, heart-to-heart intimacy, in a place of yielded availability and willingness to use and be whatever you are, whatever you have, for the sake of people who are in desperate need. God bless you. Hopefully I'll see you again.